Gaming on Android over the years has greatly increased with better hardware, better software, more games, and more availability. But today we're taking a look at the Nvidia Shield, which of course is a strict portable handheld device for Android. It doesn't have cellular functionality or the ability to send text messages. So let's see if this is really worth the purchase. Alright, before we start this review, let's go over the hardware again of the Nvidia Shield. The Shield is a controller-based Android device. So what that means is that it is shaped like a game controller. It's shaped and feels like an Xbox controller with a few PS elements. Now, before we get into the heart of it, this of course has a flip-down display, and that display is a 5-inch 720p Retina-like display is what Nvidia calls it. Now, here are some of the elements I mentioned there. It's a mix. So your joysticks, your left and right joysticks, are placed next to each other like you have in the PS3. You have a D-pad here, which is similar to your Xbox, and of course you have your traditional X, Y, A, B buttons. Two speakers here, and then in the center is what you have, kind of like your control hub. So you have your typical Android back and home buttons, and you have your volume button, which brings up this volume prompt, which you can increase or reduce your volume right here on the screen, but you have to hit this button. And then you have this play button, which can be used for certain actions. Now, the button in the center is the Nvidia button. That actually launches your Nvidia gaming hub, and we will go back to that in a few, but let's go over the hardware again. So that's the hardware all around. Now, the back here, you do have trigger buttons, like you have on your Xbox. You do have shoulder buttons. You have a couple other things here. You now have mini HDMI out, SD card slot, micro SD card slot, micro USB for charging, a vent to cool it off, and of course you have your headphone mic jack. Now, this is powered by the Tegra 4 processor. So Nvidia's latest mobile processor, the Tegra 4, comes built in with a quad-core processor. It also has a quad-core GPU. That helps a lot in gaming, and as you game with this device, you find out that it handles it very well. It doesn't overheat, and battery life lasts pretty well. It's got 2 gigs of RAM, it's got 16 gigabytes of inbuilt storage in there, and that's pretty much it for the device. Now, in terms of weight, yeah, it's a little heavier than you would expect. I think it's actually gotten heavier since the last time I used it. Maybe it's just been a while, but it feels a little heavier, but still comfortable to use, and just really feels like using a controller. In terms of Android version here, if we scroll through, you can see this is running stock Android, and this is running Android 4.2.1. Just zoom in there so you guys can see that clearly. 4.2.1 there. There are a couple of things in the settings menu here. You can see you can add more accounts to this, of course. Backup, research, personal settings. You do have HDMI settings. Use HDMI out to your TV. Go back, and you have controller settings. You can actually use the controller as a pointer. Volume, use bumpers to adjust volume if you want to. So we could set that up, and we could easily do that. Pulse LED, so on and so forth. And then we also have Miracast. Miracast is basically allows you to stream wirelessly to a TV that has Miracast. So for instance, I turn this on, and this will look for displays to have that. And my LG TV has Miracast. I will say I won't show you how Miracast looks in this thing because it is laggy as hell. It is very, very laggy, and it really wasn't worth, it's not worth the time to show you. I'll just tell you it's laggy. It's not up to speed yet, but hopefully that will be updated because it should be able to handle that quite well. But that's pretty much the Android settings that you have. So you have the home screen, and you have all those functionalities. Now, you can use an on-screen keyboard here. There are a couple of things with this. This is purely gaming device. So if you think you can use this to game as well as use it as a portable mobile device, you're gonna have some issues. Now, watching video and stuff like that on there, you can do that because you can load it on the device or with a micro SD, and that works fine. But what the problems you will have here is that this doesn't necessarily handle the texting element very well. So for instance, if I want to use the keyboard, close that out. That's where I get my posters, man, all from Google, guys. But you can find them at Pinterest site at Booredatwork at Pinterest. So just check for Booredatwork on Pinterest, or follow the links with this video. So this is how you would actually type with the keyboard. It's kind of awkward, you know, or you would use fingers that way. So it's really not built for that. Now let's go to what's more important, gaming here, because that's what you guys want to see. So going to the gaming hub, you have 3 sections. You have your Shield games, you have Shield Store, and PC games. Now PC games, basically you can stream PC games. The only limitations you have is you need to have an Nvidia GPU, which I don't. Sam does, I don't. So basically I cannot stream games using this, but that's a limitation. I think it kind of sucks that it's limited that way, but that's besides the point, and that's through Steam. Now if you go into Shield Store, it shows you the games that are available in the store, and you can scroll through. What I like is that there are more games than some other competitors that actually are on here. But some games are not supported. So things like Modern Combat 4, even though this is built for you because you have a controller, does not support this, and which I found kind of sad. But there are quite a few games here you can go through and check out, and then, you know, go through that way. And you have my games. So these are my games. I have Max Payne. I have a few other games here, and I can access, I can jump to. Now I was playing Max Payne already, so I believe I might as well just jump into that right away. And you can see how gameplay looks on the system. See if I can find some baddies to kill. Okay, officers down. Let's get some volume in there. Surprisingly. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's bad guys there. If you guys haven't played Max Payne, this came out way back when I was in college, quite a while ago. And, oops, maybe I was going the wrong way. Let's see. Oh, it's gonna go. Should go up. So that's Max Payne, and that's some gaming there. As you can see, using the bullet time of Max Payne, no issues whatsoever. You can check out some other games. I still have a few games up here that I was playing. And actually, no, let's go to the boxing game. That actually is a pretty cool game. This is real boxing. Oh, no, 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 no. So turn that down for a second. So see, I do have that here. I can play Sonic. So you have all these different games, and they handle very, very well overall. But actually what I wanted to show you was, come on Sonic, get on the platform. Lift me up. Come on, dude. I'm sucking at Sonic right now, so we'll skip that. But I wanted to go to the boxing game, which I think was pretty cool. So you do have some very, very solid elements with this, and I think you'll enjoy this. But again, there's some things I would like to address with this at the end of this video, and it's the limitations that come with it. The fact that this is purely a gaming device, and for the price is pretty high, because you have things like the PSP and the Nintendo 3DS. And also you also have your smartphone. So how does this compare to the smartphones that you have, you know, out there? And is this something that you would want to switch from overall? So, you know, so for instance, let me just increase the volume here a little bit. Oh, come on. You can see how good this game build looks. So I'm going to zoom in a little closer there while I get hit, so you guys can take a good look at that. Come on. Dude, that's right. So that's gaming there on the Nvidia Shield. It's nice. A lot of cool things about it, but let's round this up and I'll give you my final thoughts on the Nvidia Shield. So having spent time using the Nvidia Shield, it is a very nice device. It's well built. Nvidia has done a very good job at crafting a gaming solution that actually fits a gamer quite well. The controls with the joysticks work well. They have full functionality. You also have a nice solid D-pad, and also the triggers at the back with the shoulder buttons all work well. They are all very, very good. The display itself is solid. You get solid resolution, feels good, looks good, and is quite sharp. But here's the problem. It costs $349. You can get it at some places for $299, so $300. That is where the problem lies. This is a dedicated Android gaming system, and even though it's powered by a Tegra 4 processor, it's got a very good GPU, and it's got very good gaming battery life. I was quite impressed with that. I was able to get close to about 16 hours of gaming with it, 16 to 18 hours of gaming with this. It was very good. My problem here is that my smartphone can already do this. My Galaxy S4 can do this quite well. Granted, battery life doesn't last as much, but it does it quite well. And the game selection, even though it's larger than what you find on the Ouya, is still limited. You know, what you're looking at here is that if I were to make a decision to buy either the Tegra 4 or Galaxy S4, the Nvidia Shield or the Galaxy S4, I will go with the Galaxy S4 because it gives me more value for my money. And again, it's also cheaper with a contract. I can get for $200, or with T-Mobile, I can just pay $20 every month. And I have a full-fledged phone, and I have a phone that actually does a lot more than just play games. Now, yes, people will argue you can send email with this, and you can also send text messages using things like Line and all this kind of applications. But the problem is that there is no proper keyboard, and it's very awkward to actually type on the screen holding it in this fashion. So that's where you're limited with this device. Plus, if you're actually going to spend $349, I can actually spend $349 to get myself a Galaxy S4 and then get a Nintendo DS, which again is also another portable gaming system it competes with, which has a larger library and also more games that are appeasing. Yes, graphically it may not compete or may be on the same level, but it still has a larger library and it costs less. And that's where the Nvidia Shield really fails. It's a nice hardware, it's very solid, and I really like what Nvidia has done with this. They've shown that they are capable of making a solid handheld system. The problem is built on a platform that doesn't have a solid selection of games, and also is built on a platform that has alternatives to that, with either getting an S4 or a HTC One or any other Android smartphone you choose, and being able to play the same games, or actually all the games, because you're not limited to games that actually work with this controller. So the Nvidia Shield, solid device. This is what I call an enthusiast buy. So if you really love it and you really love Android gaming, you want something dedicated, I say go ahead, go for it. But for everyone else, this is probably another device for you. Stick with your smartphone. So if you guys have any questions or any comments about the Nvidia Shield, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to all our pages on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. It's all Bored at Work with 2 O's. So this is Thunder E saying thank you, and always enjoy your entertainment. Also, guys, don't forget to check out our 20,000 YouTube subscriber giveaway, which we have currently going on right now on the site. Basically, we have the link for the video. Just check it out, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and you're entered to win one very cool prizes, and we'll give out prizes once we hit a new 1,000 subscribers. Could be a day, could be a week, whichever time it is. But just go ahead, leave a comment, tell your friends, subscribe to the channel, and enter to win. Thanks.